Alright, what's up everybody? We're back with another edition of Everyday Hoops. Hope you guys are having a good one. Today we're going to be recapping last night's playoff basketball. Got things to talk about. We're going to do it here in today's video. Thank you guys for the views on the videos and the shorts recently. I really appreciate it. If you enjoyed the content around here, consider subscribing, turn notifications, stuff like that. I'd really appreciate it. Really helps out a lot. Join the membership. If you want to learn more about the membership, there's a video on my channel explaining all of it. You can go back and watch that. Link to my Twitter, TikTok, stuff like that in the description down below. And yeah, don't waste any more of your time. Let's get right into it. Well, the first game we're going to talk about, Celtics versus Heat, Game 4 in Miami. And the Celtics pulled off the win, winning 102-88. They only won by 14 when the score was much higher than that at one point, especially in the third quarter. Boston, it was Derek White. Derek White was the winner of this game. 38 points, 3 blocks, 15 for 26, 8 for 15 from 3. From the get-go, he was just on it, firing from 3, making all the Derek White plays on the defensive end. But he was just on fire. He was the one consistent thing for the Celtics in this game. But everyone else in the Celtics, it just didn't feel like the Celtics really came out here to play fully. Like, there's a lot of the same intensity they had in Game 3 didn't really match up in this game. But because Miami Heat were shooting so bad from the field and Derek White was playing so good, it kind of made up for it. 20, 11, and 5 for Tatum. Shot just 5 for 14. Jaylen Brown was 7 for 18. Drew Holiday was 4 for 10. Porzingis only 1 for 5. He only played 13 minutes before leaving the game due to injury. It came out as a right calf tightness, which doesn't sound bad at all. He's going to have imaging and MRI done, I think, today. So we'll see. Hopefully it's nothing serious because Porzingis, I've said it for a while, talking about the Celtics, but Porzingis is what makes this Celtics team the best in the league. The Celtics are already a really good team. Porzingis just makes them, the next level. The bench didn't really provide much for Boston either. It really, yeah, was just Derek White. Derek White was just so good in this game and Miami was so bad in this game that Boston just was able to get away with it, and they took the series even. Miami, tough shooting night, 9 for 33 from 3, 40% from the field, um, 13 turnovers. They only scored 80, just bad, Bam, 25, 17, and 5. Tyler Hero had a rough night. Well, Tyler Hero started off good, but then kind of slowly faded. He had 8 for 17 shooting. Caleb Martin had 18 points. He had 4 threes. Most of them were, though, late in this game where it kind of was already decided. Not a great game from Jaime Jaquez, only 4 for 10. Jovic, 1 for 4. The bench didn't provide anything at all, really, for Miami either. And yeah, just bad shooting. Because the Celtics were honestly, if the Heat only made half more of their shots, Miami's in this game completely. Like Boston wasn't really as sharp as the Celtics were. The three wasn't really falling so much for them either. They returned the ball over a little bit. Like things weren't pretty for Boston, but because Miami was just so bad shooting from the field, they were turning the ball over, giving up offensive rebounds, all that stuff, just doing like the little things wrong. That you know, Boston came out and beat them. And Derek White again had a massive performance. Um, yeah, they're up 3-1 now, one win away from taking it on to the next round. Miami, I mean, they got the one win where they hit 23 threes and stuff. They got the one game, which is probably a victory in its own right. But yeah, just they don't have enough for this team. Next, we have Thunder Pelicans, game number 4. The Thunder come out, win this game 97-89, and they sweep the Pelicans, move on to the second round. This game was very, very similar to game 1. Very kind of low scoring, lots of turnovers, bad shooting performance. Both teams it was pretty like grinded out, physical, rough game for both these teams. For the first 3 quarters, the Pelicans were in it. They were showing some fight. The bench was really providing. Najee Marshall was providing a lot for the Pelicans. The Thunder weren't really shooting the ball super, super well. Chet Holmgren didn't have a good shooting day. Shea wasn't really as efficient as he usually is, And then we get to the fourth quarter, and really Josh Giddey and Jalen Williams close this game out. Josh Giddey had some big shots to start the fourth quarter, and then Jalen Williams at the end kind of closed it out. And they locked in the defensive end, and the Thunder get the win 97-89. J Dub, 24, 8, and 4, shot 9 for 17. Again, he closed out this fourth quarter. He scored 11 in the fourth quarter to close this one out. It's just huge to have a guy, even when you have Shea, who's an MVP candidate, one of the Clutch Player of the Year candidates as well. And you could have another guy like Jalen Williams that could just come out and do the same thing and close the game out, Shea finished with 24 and 10. He only shot 8 for 21. Not a great shooting day from Shea. Even was 7 for 13 for the free throw line. Just an off shooting night from him. The good thing is his team backed him up. 14, 9, and 5 for Chet. Josh Giddey had 14, shot 4 for 6 from 3. Lou Dort, 11 and 8. He hit two threes as well. Yeah, just they hit the shots when it mattered. They only shot 30% from three. They missed 9 free throws. They had 14 turnovers. But they when they had to, when it came down to the last couple minutes and they needed to close it out, they did it. So big credit to OKC. For New Orleans, tough. Another bad shooting night. 8 for 34 from three. They had 18 turnovers in this game. 20 for CJ, shot 9 for 16, a little bit better. Valanciunas had 19 and 13, but he shot 6 for 15, only played 25 minutes due to being in foul trouble. And the last couple games, the Thunder have just kind of found a way to play him off the court. Najee Marshall, 16 points. He had 4 threes off the bench. That was huge. That was what really kept in this game. But yeah, Herb Jones was 1 for 3. Trey Murphy, 7 points. Shot 3 for 10, 1 for 7 from 3. Brandon Ingram, 8 points, 2 for 14 from the field. Just tough. Brandon Ingram had a rough series. Looking back on this series, Brandon Ingram averaged just, 14 points per game this series on 34% shooting. The Pelicans, as a team, shot 26% from three this series. Yeah, it's just not going to cut it. That's just not going to make anything happen. It was just a bad Thunder put the clamps on. The Pelicans were bad offensively, but the Thunder got to credit them for their defense. Their defense was really, really good in the series, and Pelicans never got comfortable. Pelicans averaged 89 points per game this series. 89 points a game in a series. That's ridiculous, especially in today's NBA. So shout out to Oklahoma State Thunder for taking care of business. They win 4-0. Now they wait on Dallas and the Clippers. This Western Conference second round, I mentioned it in my last video, but this Western Conference second round, man, it's going to be something historic. But yeah, shout out to the Thunder. After game one with the Pelicans, that game now looks even crazier because now it's like, dang, New Orleans, that was their one chance to take a win, take a 1-0 series lead. Who knows what happens the rest? But then after game one, it was like, oh, okay. Oh, it's OKC really, they struggled. But then they just needed a couple games to really get it going. Game two and game three, they absolutely dominated New Orleans. And then this game four, to close out, the Pelicans brought the fight. It was another kind of struggle type game offensively, but they found a way to close it out. And now they win 4-0. They're moving on to the next round. So shout out to the Oklahoma City Thunder. And the final game of the night, we had Nuggets Lakers game five. The Nuggets on verge of eliminating the Lakers for the second year in a row. Another amazing game, back and forth. The Lakers had the lead for a lot of the game. The Nuggets made their third quarter run. Come down the fourth, it was back and forth, back and forth. And Jamal Murray, for the second time in this series, hits a game winner, game winning fadeaway middle range jumper to seal it. The Lakers didn't have a timeout, so they have to throw up a half court shot. And the Nuggets get the win 108 to 106. They'd eliminate the Lakers, and they're moving on to the next round and will face the Minnesota Timberwolves. Jamal Murray in this game, he was questionable starting this game with a calf injury. Decided to give it a go. Finished with 32 points, 7 assists, shot 13 for 28, 5 for 10 from 3. Just excellence from Jamal Murray. Playoff Jamal Murray, man. Playoff Jamal Murray is a real thing. It's just different for him. When it comes to playoff time, he just knows how to turn it on, knows how to execute and dominate and hit big shots. It's insane to see. Michael Porter Jr. Michael Porter Jr. in this series, he had 26 in the game, but for this entire series, he was amazing. He averaged almost 23 points and 8 rebounds. He shot 48% from three in this series. He was just absolutely ridiculous. And last night he was big as well. Every time, it feels like every time the Nuggets haven't gotten anything going offensively at one point, MPJ was there to kind of help relieve the pressure. He had 26. Jokic, 25, 20, and 9. The stats look obviously amazing. He has 7 turnovers. Didn't shoot the ball super, super efficiently as he usually does in this game either. But when you have Jamal Murray, MPJ, they were doing their thing. Aaron Gordon, 7, 13, and 6. KCP left the game early due to an ankle injury. He came back playing some amazing defense. Reggie Jackson provided a little bit of some stuff early in the first quarter to help. But yeah, the Nuggets got on their run in the third quarter. They won I think a 14-2 run to kind of take the lead back. A lot of that was led by MPJ and Aaron Gordon. But then the fourth quarter, Jamal Murray was just on it, man. Not even just a shot, but everything. He has so many. How many he scored in the fourth quarter? He scored 12 in the fourth quarter. That's just amazing basketball. The Nuggets move on for the Lakers. A tough one. A very, very, very tough one. You know, 39 and 11 for LeBron. Shot 11 for 21. He tried 80, 17 and 15. He had a little stinger in the third quarter, little neck, shoulder injury, but he played through it and played pretty well through it. 19 for Austin Reeves. Rui, 15 and 5. D'Lo 14. He shot 2 for 10 from three. I mean, they tried, man. They tried their hardest, but just so many just fourth quarter very weird decisions being made. Defensive execution not amazing. There was a play where Rachimura just fell asleep on MPJ and he had a wide open three. It's just like plays like that for the entirety of the series that have just been big. Offensively, just a lot of weird shots. Rachimura, he did have 15, but he didn't have a good series at all. Like there's a lot of plays in the second half where he had shots, he passed up, made some bad decisions. D'Lo didn't shoot the ball amazing. The bench for the Lakers didn't do it much at all. Spencer Dinwiddie hit two threes, but after that, like Taurean Prince 0 for 5, gave Vincent 0 for 2. Jackson Hayes played 6 minutes and didn't even take a shot. I don't even know why he's still playing, to be honest, in this series, but it's whatever. Jared Vanderbilt was cleared to play. He didn't play in this game at all. Yeah, it's tough. It's hard because the Lakers have led for, I think they said like 73 or 75% of the series. They've had the lead, and yet they lose in five. Like that's just so hard to deal with. I'm gonna make my looking video about the Lakers after this later, where I'm dive into the Lakers and what to do next in the offseason and stuff. So be on the lookout for that. But it's tough. Really tough loss for Lakers. But now the Nuggets move on. They're going to play the Minnesota Timberwolves. I'm going to make a full preview video about it eventually. But quick little thoughts on the series right now. That's gonna be that's probably gonna be the best second round series. That's gonna be the best series of the second round. That might be the best series of the playoffs so far. Because that's Minnesota Denver, man. That's gonna be a dogfight of a series. Because Minnesota right now is clicking on all cylinders. They have the size, they have defense, they have it all. And Denver has not been sharp. Denver has not looked like the Denver Nuggets that we saw last year so far in this series. They still have won because they're a good enough team, but they have not looked super sharp. They've had some stretches and some turnovers and some plays where it's like, dang, Denver, come on, you can step it up a little bit. And against this Minnesota team, you're not going to be able to do that because Minnesota smells that. They can take that and run with it. So, I mean, this is going to be a heck of a series. I'm going to do a full preview on it eventually, but I cannot wait for it. But yeah, it's going to be it for today. Hope you guys enjoyed. Once again, if you enjoyed the content around here, consider subscribing, like, turn notifications, do all stuff like that. I'd really appreciate it. Really does that a lot. And yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow.